everybody, and welcome back to the pre-production meeting. I am your co-host, Josh Urquhart.
And I'm the other co-host, Daniel Cugola.
And welcome back to episode 42, where, every week we talk about our film progress, some film news, films that we've seen, and whatever we decide to talk about. Dan, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. How are you, Josh?
I'm good. You said it's been a bit of a quiet week.
It has. And
Why
you
is
said
that?
the same.
Yeah, look, in terms of film stuff, it has been, but I've just been busy.
So you have been busy, but just not with films.
Correct, yeah.
Do you want to
It's
elaborate
been
on that?
Yeah. I've just been working a lot, and then on the days that I have off, you know what? Today was really busy though. Today I've been really busy, and it's a really busy week when you start. Because I do a checklist at the start of every week. Because God help me, man, if I did not do this checklist, I don't know how I survived.
You're
before
good
the
with
checklist.
your checklists, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I don't know how I survived before the checklist. It's literally has everything for the next couple of weeks. What I have up, I can tick it off as I go. Really recommend doing that. But it's a busy week when you're having to just put stuff that you're going to do one day and keep moving it to the next day and the next day and the next day. So in saying that, I haven't had much time to watch new stuff, do stuff. I've done stuff, but it's all the nitty gritty shit, which we'll get into obviously. But what about you? Quiet week.
Yeah, there just hasn't been much work, and that's the life of a freelancer sometimes.
The phone didn't ring this week?
Yeah, and since I'm in development for my short film now, I've been working on that, just putting together documents and whatnot.
Oh, fuck. Did you message me back about are you paying your actors or not?
Yeah, I did. I said I'm
sorry, bro. I literally haven't checked anything.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to pay because a good performance is so pivotal to the film, especially this kind of film.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm happy to pay if I need to, but obviously you're trying to pull down costs as much as you can because I'm trying to budget now, and it's getting more and more expensive once I start to add things up.
Yeah. What are you looking at? Do you want to say or no?
Estimate, right?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking $6,000 before, but now it's probably going to be 8.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say $7,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
I reckon you could do.
It just depends because
what are the costs, but
well, a lot of it is crew, right? Because you get to a point where you want a level of professionalism.
Oh, for sure, mate.
And you have to pay for certain things.
Who are you thinking? Have you got people filled out already for key roles?
So I'm yourself is locked in for AD. Mm-hmm. I have my producer mostly locked in, but he's been a little bit unresponsive lately. I think he's just busy with other things. So I'm going to give him a call and just be like, look, if you're too busy, it's totally fine. But I've got another mate, my mate, John Looker.
Yeah.
He's line producing.
Okay.
So he's been helping me.
What is a line producer?
So you've got a producer, which they help with pre-production and overall the whole process of producing. They help you, get your actors, your locations, all that stuff. Line producer helps primarily with production.
Right.
So your day-to-day costs. This is on big Hollywood films mostly, but they sort out catering and I
was literally about to say
where the costs
catering
go and all that sort of stuff.
So it's like an on-set producer, and then you have the pre-production producer. But that's interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah, but since this is an indie film, it's sort of people stretch across roles. So he said I'll be a line producer, but he's sort of helping me with pre-production stuff as well.
Yeah, right.
And he's been really helpful there. He's sort of been helping me look at actors a bit, and I said, I haven't said this to him yet, but I might get him to look at some locations as well.
Yeah, cool.
So just things I can offload to put a little bit less pressure on myself.
Yeah, nice. Before we dive deep into, because we're going to do the progress, we're going to change it up a bit, and we're going to do the progress first, then we'll go into the film stuff. Do we answer the question, why wasn't it a busy week? Yes, because you said the phone didn't ring.
Yeah, so not busy in terms of actual paid work, but it was somewhat busy in terms of me working on my own film, obviously, and developing and talking to people and whatnot. So I've been doing, do you want me to get further?
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Straight into the progress.
Straight into it?
Yeah,
cool.
let's go.
All right, sweet. So I started doing all my breakdowns and whatnot,
nice.
diving deeper into the script. I did the Judith Weston breakdown.
Oh, you going off because I remember.
Yeah, so you sent me the document that has all the things that I need to tick off.
Yeah, cool.
So I was like, this is pretty helpful.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, so I did a Judith Weston breakdown, and I looked at yours as well and sort of followed that template.
Did I give you the Ozma one?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, right.
Color coded and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way, mate.
So I whipped out Google Docs and put that together.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, it's super helpful, just like helping you understand your character motivations and 100%. Things like that.
Bro, that becomes your Bible when you're directing.
For sure, no. And it was really good because you learn things about the script that you don't really initially think about, right?
Yeah, like what?
Like, so, what did you think of the script, by the way? Because you read it.
Oh, your horror script.
Yeah, the one I'm working on.
I was haunted, brother.
Yeah, it's good, hey.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, oh.
But that's the intention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like mortified.
Yeah.
I was like, right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like you before you even like make an opinion on a script, you got to try and figure out what the intention is of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it, hits the intention, and that's exactly what it fucking is.
Sure.
And
that's what's so good about the way Anya writes as well. You can you read it and you just know, you can visualize it and you just know exactly what she's going for.
Do you want to talk about it, or we'll say that for another episode where we just would do like a deep dive?
Well, I do want to talk a little bit about it, but I'm going to try not to spoil it at the same time. I might say some things and end up cutting them out depending on how I feel when I edit this.
I feel like the script has a lot of space for you to play and bring in your own style, because it's written out what's happening, but I don't know, I was just reading it intrigued onto how you would like go about all of this.
And I've always been very good visually. I mean, you'd hope so from an aspiring director, but like I can visualize things in my head, but you know how it is, like you haven't always got things figured out until you play around with it. And there's also, you have to be pragmatic about it. You have to think, what can I actually pull off? And,
exactly.
Things like that.
I do like how you said you have to be, visual about it, because like especially when you're reading somebody else's work, you don't connect with everything.
Yeah.
But like Ozma, when I was reading it for the first time, you're onto something, or you should make it when you start to see it play out in your head exactly how you would want to film it. Yeah. Is that how you felt when you read this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some parts more than others.
Yeah.
But like when I was sort of analyzing it, there are certain things I figured out might work. I might get Anya to do, because she said, let me know if you want some altercations or anything like that to the script.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Altercations or alterations?
Well, either way. Like, if I want anything changed, just let her know and she'll do a rewrite.
Right, yes. Because altercations is like, you want to punch up.
Is that what? Oh, yeah.
Alterations.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you want some alterations, Dan? Come on. You don't like my fucking script.
No, but one thing that works both in terms of for budgetary reasons and also because of the actual storytelling itself is like, so when he first gets attacked by the creature, it's sort of a little bit vague as to what happens to him. Like you see the hand, but you don't really see the consequence of what's happened after that. He just comes back inside, so you don't really know. So already we've got this suspense building there, right? Like, what's this creature actually done to him? And then you've got that scene where they're sleeping together, and you see like his back like open up.
Yeah, bro, that's like...
And then it's like, oh, okay, like now I understand that alien has taken over him, right?
Yeah.
So, but I figured something I might actually do instead is have it that like, in that moment of heat when they're, getting steamy, she like tries to take his shirt off and he doesn't let her because he's still transforming and he doesn't want her to see yet. He doesn't want, his disguise to be given off yet.
Yeah.
And that also builds the suspense because the audience doesn't really know like what has happened to him.
Yeah.
And then, things go along. There's more and more evidence, like when he spews up the black goo.
Yeah.
And then I thought, how there's that scene after he throws up where she goes and disposes of the rubbish.
Yeah.
And then she looks through the window and sees him like moving.
Yeah.
Well, like initially when I was talking to Anya about that, she's like, oh, maybe like you might have to get like a contortionist. Something
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I was like, what I could do instead is just have it that is the part where we see his back like closing up and he's like screaming in agony or something. And it's like his transformation is being complete there. And then the audience like sees.
But can you see it? It depends how you're going to shoot it, because obviously if you're shooting it, so he's outside taking out the trash, right?
He's inside, she's outside.
She
outside.
sees
through the window.
So you're obviously going to be shooting it from her point of view.
Yeah.
If something so visual like the back splitting open and the black, wouldn't you want that in close up?
Well, no, I kind of like the idea that it's far away and you see it closing up.
Cool. Yeah.
Because we're with her, right? We just see it through the window and it's like, you're with her.
And you know what? Thinking about it that way, you're seeing it from her perspective, but you're also, treating her perspective as the audience's perspective.
Yeah.
And she can be like, oh shit, what was that? And that translates to the audience.
Exactly.
Oh shit, what is
that? Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to give them too much because you don't need to shoot these close-ups and just give up the whole game.
100%.
And also budgetary reasons.
Correct.
Because when you have a close-up VFX, that's a lot harder to make more convincing than far away.
That's a good fucking point.
So it all works hand in hand.
Yeah, nice.
It's very much, it's like the whole thing with Jaws, right? How the...
Don't show... Yeah.
Well, the shark machine wasn't working, right? Yeah. And he was supposed to be shown a lot more, the shark.
Yeah.
But... because it wasn't working, the shark is in the film a lot less, and it actually makes it more suspenseful.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do you want to make this particular film?
I just think it's a really good script.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean...
easy answer. Fucking know.
Is that like... I don't know. Can I...
Think about it, mate.
You know what?
You don't have to have an answer.
You know what? I will think on that and get back to you next week.
Okay.
Because there is a deeper reason, and like I want to talk more about this Judith Weston breakdown and what that made me realize.
Talk to me
about the script, because, and this is sort of spoiler territory, so I might cut bits and pieces.
Sure.
But I love how it's a very full circle script.
Yep.
You start and you don't really know. You know at the start that she wants a baby, but you don't know why she wants a baby. Mm. And then you find out throughout the film that she's having issues with her husband. He's abusive towards her and stuff. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you're speculating a few reasons as to why she wants this baby. Maybe she's trying to fix her marriage because her husband's abusive. Maybe she wants the love from him. You can speculate a few different reasons, right? And then we get to the end of this film, and when I first read it the first couple of times, what struck me was, wow, she wants a baby so badly that, because you know how she's like, at first she's shocked, but then she's like laughing, like she's happy. What struck me at first, and this is, probably the most haunting thing about it, is that she wants a baby so badly that she doesn't even really care that it's like this alien creature that's inside her. She
that
just wants
final image of
child.
Just like her, like almost smiling.
Yeah, it's very much, it's like Midsummer, right?
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, 100%.
Definitely inspired by that.
Yeah, especially the ending of like she's kind of just accepted it and not accepted it, but like it's something so fucking haunting that So I don't even know how to put it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But then when I was doing the Judith Weston breakdown and I was looking at the character motivations and stuff, I realized that, holy shit, like she's just found out that her husband died and got killed by an alien and she's barely affected by it. Yeah, like she's not like, my husband's gone. She's like, she's so like thrilled, right? So it makes you realize that she never even really cared about the husband at all. Or, well, the way I see it is that like, because he was abusive, maybe she fell out in love with him a long time ago, or just. And I think she wants to have this baby as another source of love. I think she just needs to feel love, and she stopped feeling it from her husband a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think she's just. I wouldn't say she's completely detached from her husband, but the main purpose of her life is having a child, or that's the main thing she wants, and she's so overjoyed by that at the end of the film.
Yeah, I love it.
It's just so layered, right? When you really break down like who this woman is and why she wants what she wants.
I think one of the most rewarding parts of filmmaking, especially, is discovering stuff like that about maybe about your script, maybe about somebody else's script that you didn't know before. And I'm sure you will delve way more deeper into these characters in rehearsals.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, sorry, continue with what you were saying.
But yeah, it was just obviously like there's only 3 characters in the script, so there's not heaps to break down. And Derek, the husband, he only has a few scenes before he gets taken over by the alien and starts acting in accordance with what the alien motivations are, which is to
so it is
birth
an alien.
a child.
Sorry, these are spoilers. I don't know how you're going to cut around
this. That's all right. The audience can know a bit about it.
Yeah, cool.
But I guess I did still look at who Derek is and why he's acting the way he is, at least in those first couple scenes. I think that
it's a pretty short script.
Yeah, but I think you can still break down a lot. Sure. And you can show things that are subtle in character performance that like, and I watched Training Day with my dad this week. This is going into what I watched this week. I rewatched that film with my dad, and I just noticed little things in the script. When the actors know who their character is, they just do little things that really show.
Yes, 100%.
Have you seen Training Day?
No, I just no.
Okay, you haven't. Yeah. So there's like this one scene where like the protagonist gets drugged by the supporting character Denzel Washington, and then they like rock up at this guy's house, like this friend of Denzel Washington, and then he's like drugged, so he sort of just stands there, and then Denzel like pulls him inside, and it's just, I don't know, just like little moments like him knowing that his character is in a certain state and has to act accordingly.
Little nuances.
Like, just knowing all these little things, and that's a director's job as well, to tell the actors like, this is what you're feeling in this moment.
Well, even it's to get them into that position where they're able to give those little nuances, and which you want them almost to understand. Oh no, you do. You want them to understand their character as much as you do, even more.
Yeah.
By the time you're shooting.
Yeah, exactly right. But going back to my film, the husband, I feel like deep down he is scared that he won't be a good father, and I think he's sort of projecting that onto his wife by sort of being abusive towards her.
Yeah.
Perhaps he's had trauma in his past that makes him act.
Again, this is your job. This is where it gets interesting when you got somebody else's script, is you're crafting.
Yeah, I mean, Anya could be listening to this and be like, no, that's not what I intended at all, but it's my script now. So.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Anya.
But so that's all.
What else have you done progress-wise? Is that about it? So you did the Judith Weston. What have you done? Any of the other documents?
Other than that, it was just chasing people up, I think. Did I do something else? Oh, I did like a log line and synopsis.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You'll save it?
Do you want to hear the... I'll give you the log line.
Yeah, give us a log line, man.
Let me open the Google Drive.
Fetty would have loved to be here. He loves asking people what their log lines are.
It might go through some alterations.
Alterations, not altercations, guys. All right.
But this is the current one. Hang on. Okay.
Go me.
The current log line, as it stands.
Yep.
The life of an infertile woman only becomes more complicated when her abusive husband is confronted by a strange creature.
Oh shit!
What do you think? Do you feel like that summarizes it? Because you
say
read
it
the
again.
Oh, hang on. The life of an infertile woman only becomes more complicated when her abusive husband is confronted by a strange creature.
I mean, yeah, it fucking summarizes it.
Yeah.
Would you give away that she's infertile?
I mean, that's literally the opening of the film. Like she's trying to get pregnant. Yeah. You learn that within 3 seconds of screen time. So.
Okay, cool.
But it's a hard film to talk about without spoiling it, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like you've given away most of the story already. You have to cut like around it.
Oh, well.
But no, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited to see what you do with like 7 pages of script and how deep you can go within that.
Yeah. But it's like, at the same time, you don't want to be pretentious, right? Yeah. You don't want to just try and make things meaningful for the sake of being meaningful.
Of course.
I think you delve into it and then
becomes your own.
What floats up to the surface and what you see on screen is just like hints of what has boiled underneath. You know what I mean? Like you do all this character research, but not all of that's going to make it to the top, right? But it's all still useful. It's all still useful.
That you kind of like gave me a alley-oop right there. Because the question I was going to ask you is like, at these early stages, do you see? I don't know if there is an answer to this because fucking no idea. Is there any way you're putting some kind of like yourself into this film?
I haven't really been looking at this through a personal lens, to be honest.
Okay,
I'm looking at them as people for sure, but I'm not really looking at them as myself.
Or what about, it doesn't have to be like experiences or thoughts or the way somebody acts, like anything. Nothing at these early stages. And it by no means, it doesn't have to happen.
I'm definitely looking at behavior and like the psychology of people that I've learned from,
Yeah, cool.
interacting with people throughout my life,
And
but I'm not.
Yeah.
I think with my past films that I write, I make every character about me and how I would act.
Fair enough.
And I don't think I want to do that with this one. I want them to be different characters. I don't want them to be me. You know what I mean?
That was like I hardly put. I mean, a lot of like I'm trying to think of like there's any like because I'm trying to grasp like these personal aspects because you know sometimes not sometimes the best films are the ones with the most personal.
Yeah.
But like, sometimes it's hard to find those personal connections, and not every time. You know, you have those.
When they say a film's personal, I don't think they mean that like every character is you or like the story
100%.
has to revolve around you.
Not
I
at
think
all.
it just has to have like a central something within the themes of it or the central meaning of the film has to connect, has to resonate with you in some way. Because
I like that.
when you're spending years on a film, you need to care about it, right?
Yeah.
If you're disconnected from the material, then how are you going to put so much time and effort into it, right?
That's a really, really good point. And do you feel like you are developing a care for these characters?
Oh, absolutely. But I think I care about it more in an artistic sense.
That's fine. Yeah.
Like, I love the script and I want to do justice to it. But I don't feel like I look at this script and I'm like, I see myself in this character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I see this resonating to
I'd be worried if you did see yourself in any of these characters, mate.
I mean, I'm trying to, like, I don't want to seem like I'm a director that doesn't really know what I'm talking about.
No,
like, you never want to come across that way. But at the same time, I don't want to be pretentious and say, like,
you know, the alien represents my inner demons, cause like.
But even then, I thought about like, you know, can there be a metaphor here? Can it be a metaphor for masculinity and something like that?
There you go.
So
those things will come to you, bro.
Yeah, as you delve through and think about it more, things come. For
sure.
Up. But I think I'm still finding an answer to that. And sometimes you don't really know what a film is about until 6 months after you've made it.
Bro, literally, or even like, bro, it goes through. Bro, films are made 3 times, you know, once when you write it, second on set, and then third in the edit. Like, you're going to continue finding stuff until you've locked the fucking film off.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So it's early days, man. I don't expect you to have answers to those questions, you know, now or ever, you know. But it's really interesting to see where you're at, and you're on a good trajectory. What is your next step with it? Because you've done the Judith Weston, so what are you up to on that level? What the fuck was that face?
Because the next step is I need to make some money to make this
film. Yes. Oh, that's
which
what
I could talk about.
And also I want to know how you're planning on casting, like what routes are you going to go down?
Yeah, okay. So like back when I was in film school, you had the Star Now, which you can use, but Star Now can be hit or miss. You know, you can get some great people.
I got all my guys from Star Now.
Yeah? I mean, sometimes it's great. I've gotten some amazing actors off there, but other times...
But you got to pay them. That's the thing.
If they've changed it now. Hey.
No. Maybe. No, you don't. But if you want quality actors, you got to... That's what I mean.
I really lucked out my first year of film school.
Yeah.
I got 2 amazing actors and I didn't pay them anything. But I did auditions to make sure... I did chemistry tests as well.
That's good. Of course.
Because that was that film is sort of thematically similar to what I'm doing now, actually. Yeah.
So if not Star Now, what?
There was another one we used to use called Showcast.
Yeah.
Have you used it?
No, but I've been on it and I've seen how it works.
Yeah, you can get good actors off there too, but that's contacting agents directly. And I think you might need to be, because I used it at film school, I think you need to be at a film school to use that.
Right.
Because you say what school you're from and then they send out a listing saying student film from here.
Okay,
if you're not a student, it makes it difficult, I think.
Yeah.
So, which is probably another reason why if I want good actors, I might have to pay. Yeah.
What's the next step? You're going to talk about fucking budget. How are you planning on...
Making money.
Crowdfunding? Have you crowdfunded before?
No, I don't want to do crowdfunding.
Yeah.
It's just not me. You know what I mean? And you only really get one shot at it. I don't know.
I got 2 shots. Now I'm done, definitely, mate.
Because you never really have a guarantee that a film is going to get you something. I just don't feel good asking people for money. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. I don't have, you know...
I'm a fucking terrible person.
I don't have disrespect for people that do it. I understand.
Yeah.
It's just not what I want to do.
Okay.
Nothing really else to say.
It's also a really hard time for people to give money.
Yeah, exactly right.
So how are you going to do it then? fuck?
So I need to get a job. I've been applying for a few things.
Yeah.
Lexi, thank you if you're listening for putting in a good word for me. Really appreciate that.
Yep.
But then there's other things I can do. Like I've applied for a few jobs. One of my mates was working at a factory doing a pretty easy job. He was like just putting wires together and things like that. He said like it's pretty easy. You can just like listen to a podcast while you do it kind of thing.
Listen to the pre-production meeting.
Literally, he would listen to our podcast.
So you fucking go, who is he?
Hi, his name's Alan. Hi, Alan, if you're
Shout
listening
out
to this.
Alan.
My best. Oh,
Alan.
you know
Alan.
him. He went to school with you.
What? Do I?
Should I say his last name?
Alan Smithy?
I can bleep it out.
Okay.
Alan DeRossi.
Nah, not he.
You don't know him?
Bro, you're older than me. He's probably in the year above.
Yeah, year or two.
Yeah, nah, I knew nobody, even in my year. So yeah.
Anyway, he was working at this factory, but he's just gotten an offer to work for an advertising company.
Yeah, nice.
I think they did the advertising for Barbie and Oppenheimer. He was telling me.
No way.
Yeah, pretty good gig.
Nice.
And he was like, "Oh, if you want this job at the factory, I'll recommend you for it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, it's good because it's like, it's a morning job, like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I could just do that. It's like pretty easy work, so I'm not gonna come home and feel mentally drained.
Yeah.
And it's like Monday to Friday. It's like full-time hours, but it's a casual job. So whenever I need to take time off from my film,
hey, bro, that's
perfect.
exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, okay, well, that's an option for me.
That's perfect, bro. That's the job that you want.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the Stan gig would be better.
That's casual, but as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would be a better step.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Oh, in the industry.
But you know, like I have a couple options, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, at this point, I just want to make enough money to fund this next film.
Cool.
And then hopefully have something that shows that I can direct.
So you're going to fund it all yourself?
Yeah, I think so.
Good man.
Yeah, unless you want to chip in.
I'll chip in, 100%, bro. I've chipped into all the boys' films.
I won't be yours, I guess.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you a lot, but I'll give you some, you know? I'll crowdfund you.
Just like half.
Fuck. I've got to fucking figure out how I'm going to fund my next one as well.
Yeah. What, do you have an estimated budget for your next one?
I was thinking that, bro. I'm like, probably the same as you, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it way below 10K. Probably like between that. Like,
I mean, you always try, but.
Yeah. Like, I reckon it'll probably be like 8 or something like that.
Yeah. If you want like a certain
it's better
quality,
than fucking 30, 35K. Fucking.
The thing is, if you're out of film school and you want a certain quality, you need to put in an amount.
Yeah, bro. Fuck the people that says you can't make like you can make film on no. I mean, you can, but like, you need to pay for a good cine. Yeah. You got to pay for good.
If you want someone to take it seriously, you
literally,
need to spend
mate, you need to spend some money. Yeah, exactly. Siri said it perfect. It's nice to be appreciated. Yeah. And like 100%, like you got to pay for those people that provide those talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, next step.
And sorry, just one tiny point.
Yep.
Before we move
on.
Go. There are certain things that you just need to pay for because you need that certain quality, and then other things that you can get away with getting someone for free. You know, like secondary roles, like I don't know, second AC, PA. Best boy, you can get away with getting someone voluntary.
For sure. Yeah.
But something like a DOP
like
or a
first
sound
AD,
person, you need to pay.
I'm joking. Oh, bro, that's funny. Yeah, bro, you want to utilize because everybody's trying to make it. Yeah. So the secondary roles, 100%.
Yeah, like something like sound, you can't afford to scuff that up because your whole film is ruined if you mess up.
100%, mate.
You should pay for something like that.
Yeah, like the head of departments.
Yeah. Not saying that like. Because look, if I could pay everyone, I would.
Same.
But we're all just trying to make it.
Exactly, but people understand.
Yeah.
People 100% understand. Yeah. It's really interesting to see how you're going down. So what have you sort of like DOPs and like sound?
I have people in mind. I haven't had proper conversations.
No, of course. Yeah, so early
yet, apart from yourself, producer.
Yeah. Would you classify First AD as a HOD? It's not, but it is.
Yeah.
Fair. Fair enough. What's next though? What's the next step?
I need to finish my Bible. Like I just want to get all my references.
Have you started your Bible?
Yeah. I just haven't finished it.
Bro. Yeah,
but once I finish that, I'll have something I can give to my DOP.
Nice.
And you know, it's just you want everyone to be on the same page.
It's the Bible.
You want people to understand your vision.
Yeah, bro.
once you have a Bible.
That's like my Bible was the best thing to get everybody on the same page. Send it to all the actors, all the heads of departments, and it fucking helps. Yeah. Have you got my Bible? Have I sent it to you?
I think so, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Easy.
But there's a few things on that checklist that seem to be very similar or the same. Like you've got like synopsis and then one page breakdown and then beat sheet. And it's I
realize that. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you need all those things?
You don't need a treatment. That's what I realized. Because you're fucking treatment is. I don't even know when you'd really need a treatment. It's when you can't be bothered to write a fucking script, so you write it in just
give it to someone
narrative.
else.
The one page outline and beat sheet basically the same thing.
Yeah.
The 1 page outline is just building on that beat sheet. Probably.
But for a 7-minute short film, it's like how much more can I expand?
Exactly. You're sweet. Just do the beat sheet and that's that. Progress.
Yes.
Nothing much. I finished. Did I say I finished the sound design last week?
I think so.
Yeah. I've been going through and just double checking everything is stereo. I like picking up these little skills because there was some of the sound effects and Atmos and everything were like mono, and then Lockie told me how to change it to stereo, and I'm just cleaning up everything. I reorganized everything on the timeline. Mm-hmm. So like for example, that took me ages. For example, I think off the top of my head, I have 19 tracks of audio. A1 is dialogue, A2 is backup dialogue, and then it goes room tone backup, Atmos backup, then you got sound effects, and I've like broken it down to human sound effects. Oh, no, I have footsteps and footsteps backup, then it goes human sound effects, magical sound effects, item and weapon sound effects, nature sound effects, and then other sound effects. And then I have 2 ADR audio things waiting to see if we need to do ADR, and then I have 2 music tracks at the very bottom. But I had to sort everything because I wanted to do that at the very end, just to getting ready to pre-mix it basically for the mixer. So it just makes their job a whole lot easier. And then this morning I sorted stereo, and then I realized that in the Atmos track for the fucking ballroom, some extra is just every 10 seconds. And bro, I'm there. I'm just having to cut every single cough this dude does, and it's just fucking funny, to be fair. Also, it's quite funny. I was going through the footage. I don't know if I told you this, but in one of the takes, that I realized after the fact, in one of the takes, you see at the very back, one of the extras stack it over her chair when she's trying to get up, and bro, I lost it. I fucking considered keeping it in, but I did. I took it out last minute. But yeah, so oh my god, there's balloons. We're nearing completion. Connor's hard at work with the grade. Yep. Lockie's, I think he said he's putting some time away this weekend to do the audio cleanup, because as soon as the audio, go.
I was gonna say, have you had to give much input on the grade, how you want it to look, or are you just letting Connor do his thing?
Let Connor do his thing, and then my idea of it, I gave him ideas beforehand, and basically what the LUT was exactly what I wanted. So he's just polishing the LUT basically. Yeah. And then he'll send me bits and pieces each scene, and I'll say yes, no, whatever. But I've only got that first scene at the moment. I think I said the composition is done, so now Federico's going over all the music and mastering all the tracks, mixing all of them and making them sound beautiful. I mean, they already do, but he likes to do this thing.
Have you had to give much input on that?
No. What, the music or the mastering?
Yeah, the music.
Oh yeah. I wrote him a whole document before we even started, but me and him have this weird connection thing that I hardly have to say it and he knows what.
And you'll find that a lot with people that you're compatible with.
100%.
Creatively.
And bro, he's over in Italy. It's whack, bro. We only speak via Zoom, and we did the whole Tuesday lesson via text message, not even voice notes, text message. How I structure, I wrote him a document of just references and outlines and whatnot, like what I want to convey through this scene, and you know what I want the music to convey that the words can't, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he would send me and then I would give him feedback, but the feedback would rarely be anything catastrophic. There was nothing. It would be like, let's start this a couple seconds earlier, or is there like a little ding that you can add in there? And it literally was like one note, fixed, done, move on to the next.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, go.
Does that ever make you feel useless as a director when somebody gives you something that's just perfect and you have no notes on it and you're like, oh, I feel like I've done nothing here?
Absolutely not. I'm in fucking awe of their talent.
Oh, it's fantastic. But do you feel a little bit of that?
No,
like,
no, not at all, man. No, I don't. I can't say I do. I love it when he nails it on the head, because it means that I don't have to come in and... No, but then again, I do so much work prior to anything. Like, I have so many conversations beforehand. It's never that you just like, you know, you rock up on the day or whatever, you give them no notes and then they automatically are perfect. Like, you have to guide them.
That's
like,
true.
you know, you're somewhat giving input one way or another.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting way. Like, what do you mean? Like, you feel...
Well, it's like, for example, if I have amazing actors that just keep nailing it.
Oh, what a shame.
It's all about me, right? The filmmaking process is about the director.
It's Dan's set, Dan's movie. Fucking give Dan some credit, bro.
No, it's just like they're nailing it. And I'm like, well, this is amazing. But then, I don't know, I'm very much a hands-on person. I like to, you know, when I'm on a film set, even...
You like to get behind the camera. And
exactly, right? Even just being a director as a whole. And like, sometimes I'm like, oh, like I want to go and help switch out lenses. Sure. Or go help the PA get food or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
nice.
But that's your role as a director is just, sometimes you just have to stand there and look pretty.
Especially if you're, you know, most of the shit that you've done on set growing up is other roles. Yeah. You know? Exactly. You feel like, you know, you want it done. See, with me, it's lucky. I've only ever been AD working with directors and then a director. You know, casual boom up from time to time on Austin's film coming up. Actually, my debut as a boom up. And then also a stuntman, which I'm quite excited for. Been practicing, throwing myself into my wall in my bedroom.
Have you actually done any preparation?
No, show up on the day, man. I'm a natural. You kidding me? One take wonder. I'm that perfect actor you're talking about. Basically, Tom Cruise. But yeah, no, other than that, man. Sorry, did you finish your thought?
Yeah.
You did. Cool. Other than that, that's basically it. I am chilling. I still got to fuck around with the volumes in DaVinci, and just to like pre-mix it for the mixer. But then again, I can't really do much until Lockie's sorted the audio. We've come up with an idea that once he sorts the audio, he's going to send me the updated audio track. I'm just going to put it in there, and then I'm going to wait for... What's his name? So from that, I'll discover whether or not we need ADR, go do ADR, put that into my timeline, get Federico's mastered mix into my timeline, so then I can export the stems for the mixer, and Lockie doesn't have to do anything, basically. But he's got to work on the credits and shit like that, which we do need done as well. So yeah, we should have it. Oh, that's what I've been doing, inquiring to theatres.
Yes.
Fuck me. Expensive, man.
Yeah.
Hoyts? $5,000.
Whoa. Is that more expensive than Event?
Bro, Event is like 2.6, which seems to be the median around these like theaters, like 2.6, whatever. But I think I found my theater what I'm going to, but I'm waiting to hear back from all these theaters. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Chauvel in Paddington. Okay. It's like this indie theater, but it's fucked because it has the most seats out of all these theaters, and it costs the less. Like, out of all of it's a 350 seated cinema. There's two cinemas. One's 350, one's like 77 or whatever. Pretty fucking big of a range.
Have you been there before to the cinema?
No, but I spoke to Lexi, and Lexi's like, yeah, she's been to premieres there. It's fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's like, it's so intimate, and you basically hire out the whole venue. Cool. But so for example, like Event, like fucking 190 or 200 seat cinema, 2.6,000, right? This one, 350. And by the way, that's only for like 2 hours, whatever. This is a 350 seat cinema. You get it up to 3 hours, and it's 1.7 thousand.
There you go.
So that's a shout. So I'm in the middle of trying to do that. I've got to wait to hear back from an event because maybe they can give me a better price, because I'm only doing like half what they usually charge for. And then that's basically it. But I was like thinking like, I sorted out what I'm going to do, like my layout for the premiere, and I was like, it's so much cheaper to fit it in within 1 hour, but I just don't think I'll be able to. I need 1 hour 30 max.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to rush the speeches. No. I don't want to rush the actors talking. Like I don't want to rush this and that. And I think 1.5 hour.
And people want to come out to an event as well. They don't want to
exactly,
come out for
bro.
half an hour.
Yeah. And I was thinking of, I had this idea today. You know how Kevin Feige, when he's announcing the new Marvel films, he has the timeline up on the fucking thing. I'm going to do a version of that, and I'm going to have 2021, Two's a Lesson, 2023, Ozma, and they're going to have a question mark on 20. What is it? And then I'll get a graphic made up for bleep this.
Yeah.
I'll get a graphic made up.
So
and like
wanky.
a fucking, I don't give a shit. And I'll be like, look, I'll explain that this is my trilogy.
Such a
and
nerd.
I'm going to finish it off like this. I'll see you guys back.
Are they linked in any way?
Absolutely not.
Are there any characters that have...
They all have like magical... actually, no. Fucking my next one has no magical aspects whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. Surely you have to build some link between them. Some universe.
Fuck. Yeah, mate, I'll think about it. That's actually a good shout. But yeah, other than that, nothing. Where are we? Decent.
Sweet.
Let's move on. What have we seen this week?
So you and I watched...
Ooh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mutant Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem.
It's a long title.
It is. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. It's pretty much everything that you'd want from an animated TMNT movie.
Yeah. I loved it.
It didn't blow my socks off or anything.
No, yeah, of course.
It was enjoyable. Kids would definitely love it.
Yeah. I loved it.
You can tell it's inspired by Spider-Verse, the animation style. Except this animation style is a little bit more grungy. I think it's less pretty than Spider-Verse.
100%.
But it suits, as you and I said throughout the film, it very much makes it feel like New York. Everything from the way it's animated to the music to how the characters speak, you feel like you're in that world, which I thought was really cool.
100%. The thing that stood out for me was the writing.
Yeah.
I thought the writing was fantastic. I felt it felt so natural.
Yeah.
It didn't feel scripted. It felt like, you'd chuck a couple brothers together.
Yeah, I liked that they were actually teenagers. Like they felt like, young kids just fighting crime, and it really emphasizes the absurdity of the idea of, a bunch of mutated Ninja Turtles
100%.
and their master is a rat. You know what I mean? Like it's a ridiculous idea and they really play into it.
100%.
And Jackie Chan was so good.
I was just about to say, bro, one of the best parts of it was Jackie Chan's interpretation.
Yeah, and Ice Cube was great as well.
Ice
the whole
Cube
cast
was
was really good.
The cast.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Who was it that was Leo? Do you know?
Oh, no, they're all like no names.
Oh, okay.
For the Ninja Turtles, but they got like John Cena, who had about like fucking 5 lines.
Who was he?
It was Rock. It was one of the Hogs.
Oh, okay. And the other one was Rogan, Seth Rogen.
Yeah. One of them was Rogan, but it was cool. The references were really cool.
Yeah.
All the references.
I heard you laughing a fair bit.
I did, bro. I fucking love that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I don't shy away of laughing in a cinema.
No, it's good.
As you guys have probably noticed on here. I don't know whether you've noticed, but I laugh quite a lot.
We also went to a comedy show together, didn't we, John?
Oh shit!
Let's talk about that.
Do you want to? So we done Ninja Turtles. What did you give it?
Yeah, there's not 3 out of 5, I think.
Yeah.
3.5. Sorry, yeah.
That's a good score.
Yeah.
I gave it 4. Go say it's fantastic. But yes, we went and saw. We've done a lot this week together, right?
We have, yeah.
Exactly. We went and saw. What did we see?
We saw Jared Keen's comedy show
at
the Sydney Fringe Festival.
Who is Jared Keen?
He is one of the main actors. Would you say the protagonist?
He is the protagonist, 100%.
From Josh's film Ozma.
Exactly. But also, who is Jared Keen is the title of the show.
Yes.
And brother, it
was
blew
really
me away.
good.
Fuck,
it was
man.
really good. He's a funny man.
I messaged him afterwards, and I was like, bro, you got to keep this up. And he's taking it. He's working on it. He's putting it into festivals, and I think he's got to keep at it because
I had a feeling he would kill it as well,
dude.
Because he's a smart guy, and when he was talking to me about comedy on the set of Ozma, I could tell like he's a guy that, if he's gonna do something, he'll do it right. Like he'll do it in an intelligent way.
Yeah,
he's not just gonna, jump up onto a stage and be like, boobs or whatever. Yeah, like he's like like it's proper comedy that's like well structured and like paced and like he's thought about all this stuff.
It blew me away. I honestly didn't expect it to be that fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
And like, not only was it funny, but it was deep in points. And, you know, I think it had, you know, of course it's got some tuning up to do, but I thought it had a near perfect balance of like, you know, just deep fucking dark shit and funniness and just...
I think
oh man,
my only criticism I would say is that it ended on quite a dark note.
Right.
I think for a comedy show, if you want to have deep sections, that's fine. But I think you can bring it down and then bring it up again for the ending.
Would you say that's an objective point of view or a subjective point of view?
Maybe subjective.
Right.
Would you agree with it?
Or disagree? I still think he made the dark bits pretty funny though.
He did, yeah. And that's his comedy style as well, very edgy.
Bro, and just like he's so flamboyant. I love it. Just out of nowhere, just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the theater in him. It's so funny.
I think the show deserves to be seen by more than what was in the room.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it big.
I would not be surprised in the slightest. Yeah. I think he is a fantastic talent. Obviously, he's untold at the moment, unseen, and he needs to be.
Yeah, and the comedy show I went to at the same place a week earlier was really good as well. There's actually so many really good comedians that just in general in the creative industry, man, there's so many people that are talented that just haven't been made mainstream yet. And it's like,
and that's also
it's exciting,
the same.
Man.
That's also the same in the film industry as well.
100%. It's every artistic industry.
Yeah, and like individual artists as well, like my composer who comes to mind when I think of
this. Like what you were saying, how, you know, he's just as good as some of those guys.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah,
exactly.
sure.
But yes, Jared Keen's comedy show. Who is Jared Keen? Go follow him on Instagram and I'm pretty sure just search up Jared Keen, you'll find it. Fantastic. Anything else you've seen this week? You said you watched Training Day with your dad.
Yes, I rewatched that. But I always love rewatching movies and just picking up on things, especially that kind of movie because you haven't seen it yet, but you sort of find out it's not a plot twist. There are things you don't know at the start that you find out as the film goes on. So rewatching it, knowing that information, it's different. And you pick up on little things and hints and it's David Ayer as well, who's I think is a fantastic.
Who did Training Day?
Yeah, so he's done all those like gritty street movies. Like, have you seen End of Watch?
No.
Oh, dude, you need to watch End of Watch.
Okay,
it's phenomenal.
Why?
It's just a great movie. I think it's like a found footage police movie. Well, it's like half found footage, half like normal cinematography.
Okay, right.
It's fantastic. Really recommend that one.
Yeah, right.
It's got Jake Gyllenhaal and what's his name? The guy from, you know, the funny guy in Ant-Man, the Mexican dude.
Oh yeah. I don't know his
Christian
name.
Pena or something like that, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not
no
getting
idea.
It wrong.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. But he's really good in it too. Those two like together.
End
really
of Watch. You say.
Yeah. Definitely check that one.
Cool. Out. Training Day. Is that one of your favorites?
Not one of my favorite movies.
No.
I just think it's a really top.
Is it a 5?
Nah, it's a 4. I gave it 4.
4. Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Don't be silly, John.
Nah. Okay. Sorry, man. Have you seen Ahsoka this week?
Not yet. No.
You know, I purposely didn't say shit in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent a couple gifs with Lockie.
I did see one like thumbnail spoilerish kind of thing.
Dan, it's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
I know you will like it.
Okay.
I'm not going to overhype it.
Yeah. Okay.
I just know you'll like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying so hard right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I got a massive rock hard Star Wars boner right now, and like it's trying so hard not to protrude to get you to watch it, mate.
Okay.
It's like
I'll check it out. We'll talk about it more next week.
Defo.
I also watched Mission Impossible 7, so I'm finally caught up on the series.
Yeah, and
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Should I give my ranking for the series?
Go for it. Yeah.
Should I start from the best?
Go for it. Nah, go from the worst.
The worst. Okay. 2.
Yep.
Then 3.
Yep.
Then 5.
Yep.
Sorry, Austin.
Yo.
Then 1.
Yep.
Then 7, the new one. Then 4.
Yep.
And then 6. 6 is my favorite.
7, I felt pretty not underwhelmed. I just knew everything that was going to happen because I saw the promotional material. I don't really like the villain.
Who was the villain?
The AI.
Oh, yeah? You think it's a bit lame?
Yeah, I think it's a bit lame. That's,
Yeah.
that's exactly the way to. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Come on, mate. Like,
I think it has probably one of the best third acts in the whole series, though. That whole train sequence. Was
yeah,
really cool, I
yeah.
thought. I don't have much else to say.
Fair enough.
What's her name?
Haley Atwell.
Yeah, oh, what a woman.
Yeah, great actress.
Yeah, great actress.
Dan, this ain't me. This is Dan.
I didn't say anything.
Sarah?
No, she's great. She's great actress.
Yeah.
What's the name of the blonde English chick?
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, I thought she was really good.
She's
too.
always good in everything.
Yeah.
Have you seen Pieces of a Woman?
No, I haven't.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think she got an Oscar nom for that.
Yeah.
Not too sure. Anything else you saw?
I was gonna watch. I started watching Captain Phillips last night with my mate,
Sure.
and it was really good. We watched like the first 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then my other mate rocked up, and he just started talking about bullshit. Like,
Nice. Yeah.
talking about like his day at work or whatever. And I
how
was like,
bullshit. Fuck you, Dan's mate.
I
Jeez.
had to make a pivotal choice. I was like, I either experienced this movie for the first time, not really paying attention to it, or we watched something else. So
Yeah.
I was like to them, look, like we gotta watch something
Boys,
else.
like, fucking hell.
So my mate just flicked on like dog ASMR or like
What?
videos.
Hold
of
on.
people
Sorry, what?
he watches
He just fucking randomly flicked on dog ASMR.
Yeah. Or like videos of people getting acupuncture and stuff. He just watches the weirdest stuff.
Sorry, no, let's go back to dog ASMR.
Yeah.
Who the
It's like-
fuck
like-
listens to dog
Like
ASMR?
dogs chewing on bones and stuff, and it sounds satisfying.
Mate. Fair enough.
Don't knock it till you try it, bro. It's
I
pretty good stuff.
got a good idea on what I can expect. Anyways,
So
fair
that's
enough,
what we
mate.
decided to watch instead.
Dog ASMR, what would you give it out of 5?
The dog ASMR.
Yeah.
10 out of 5, bro.
Wow. Incredible.
Top notch. Yeah.
All right, anything else?
That's it.
All right, fair enough. All I can say is I finished One Piece.
Oh, yeah?
Amazing.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made my list, I think, number 5 of all time. Just all around, fucking amazing. Just how much effort they put into it to make it so like the anime. And I watched the anime back in the day, but like I couldn't really remember much, which I think, you know, played to my strengths. I just loved it. I thought it was so stylized. So, you know, this will definitely set off a chain of events for them adapting heaps of animes. I mean, you already got Avatar coming out on Netflix soon. Sorry, that's an animation. Sorry, just don't want to get crucified. But I thought it was so good that I was like, fuck, I need my One Piece fix, that I decided to start the anime.
Yeah.
Then I realized
There's 1,000 episodes.
1,067 episodes or something like that, which is 14 days straight of media.
That's actually not as bad as I thought.
14 days, but like watching consecutively.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Not that bad. That's fucking holy shit, mate.
I was expecting more.
But yeah,
1,000 episodes.
look, man, I struggle with animes and dubs because I just find it like the voice is so cringy. But I'm pushing through.
Why don't you just watch with subtitles?
Because I like to have it on in the back, and like if I can't look elsewhere, if they're speaking Japanese, because don't know how to speak Japanese, but it's really cool to understand how they adapted it. And Lockie was like, it'll be really good for you if you're eventually adapting Ozma into the feature length.
Do you put movies on in the background a lot, or just anime?
No, just TV shows.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't really put anything on in the background, but when I mean in the background, I mean like I'm watching at work and I'm doing a window, and I can listen to it. But One Piece I'll put on because I know the story already, I know where it's heading. Yeah. It's just interesting to watch. Yeah. Incredible series. The cast, fantastic. Like I said, you fall in love with all the characters and you want more. It's fucking emotional as well. Yeah. Well, not emotional but it gets emotional. But yeah, that's literally all I've had time. Tried to show my mate Bridgerton. Couldn't get into it. Fair enough, man. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, but we definitely didn't just... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I'll tell you afterwards. Yeah. Sorry. Professional... We are professional. Yes. My bad. Sorry. All right. That's all I've seen. Let's get on to the last seg to wrap this up. Dan, we've reached the end of the podcast.
We have.
The last segment.
Yes.
What are we doing?
We're talking about our muses.
Yes.
Or Inspirations.
What inspire our different aspects of our filmmaking brain?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first while I have a think?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, this might actually surprise you.
Yeah.
My first one, and probably I would say I don't know if it's my main one, but definitely he's up there. Matt Reeves.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Right? So
Why? How? For what?
let me explain.
Okay.
So he did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That's the first film I saw by him.
Nice.
I've only seen 2 of his movies actually. That and the Batman.
Yep.
He has a few others that I have to get around to as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the first Planet of the Apes. What is it? Rise? Planet of the Apes?
Sure.
Yeah, and I thought that was a good flick, so I went to see the sequel
Nice.
with my dad. And I remember watching it, and I was like, I did not expect it to be that good. Like, it was good, and I was expecting it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be that good in the sense that, like, I just felt that every directing choice he made, I would have made the same, if that makes sense. If like not saying that I'm at the level of him, but I'm saying, like, if I was to make a film and execute it exactly the way I wanted to,
it would be very similar to Matt Reeves.
That's what it would have been.
Sure,
right? Like the cinematography, the characters, the emotional beats, how I felt watching it, the music, the special effects, everything. Just when I watched that film, I was like, whoa, like that is how I want to make a film.
Respect.
Yeah.
Did you like the Batman?
Well, I had the same feeling when I went and saw the Batman. I was like, this is amazing. And I don't think it's a perfect movie. I think it's a little bit long. I don't think the Riddler is the best villain. I wish they went for a more...
I actually agree with you.
Yeah. They sort of went for the crazy sort of weirdo Riddler variant instead of him just being more... What's the word?
Flamboyant.
Well,
the Riddler is a very
just more put together. You know what I mean? He's meant to be like clever, but more like charismatic. I feel.
Sure. And they went with Paul Dano.
Yeah, which is like
who is a fantastic actor,
great,
but he's very typecast.
Yeah, and I just don't love that interpretation.
Exactly.
It was like they tried to splice him with the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, perfectly put.
Yeah.
100%.
So I didn't love that interpretation.
But Matt Reeves.
And everything else leading up to when you see him in that third act, I thought was phenomenal. And same feeling, like that's the way I would, shoot a movie, have the emotional beats play out and all that stuff. Man.
I've never heard anybody explain as to that reason as to why that's their inspiration. That's really intriguing.
Yeah, and there's another thing that happens when I really, really love a movie as well, which is like I get this sense of tangibility towards it.
It's a big word.
Do you know what that means?
No.
So if something's tangible, it means like you can hold it.
Sure,
right?
okay.
And like when I love a film, I see it as like a product in the sense, like I just see it as this thing that becomes like precious to me. I don't know, it's really weird. And that's why like when I really like a movie, I want to own it on Blu-ray. Yeah. To just have like a physical thing. Yeah. Because I don't know. I've always sort of had that ever since I was a kid.
I like it, yeah.
And I think it's why people like collecting vinyls and things like that as well. You know, people just like to hold something and see it as like a tangible product. But I don't know, with me, when I really love a film, or like even with my own films that I've made and stuff, just having it as like a product, a thing that exists in the universe, just I don't know, it makes me feel something.
I like it then.
In my heart that I like. 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain
it.
No,
I think you've explained it perfectly.
And I get that feeling when I think of Matt Reeves films.
Nice. So you want to hold Matt Reeves in your hands.
I do. I want to give him a warm embrace.
Yeah, nice. Shout out Matt Reeves.
But yeah.
Who else?
Other than that, it's just filmmakers that I really like their style. So for example, David Fincher.
Yep.
I really love the way his films look. In terms of like, I love the locked off camera angles. Yeah. And I always aspire to do that because it's so simple. All you need is a tripod. But it's just so precise. And so his film's just so pristine in the way they're shot. And like he'll do so many takes until it's perfect. You can just tell. Mm-hmm. It really immerses you into that world. Yep. And I really love that sense of filmmaking. And also his films are just very dark and gritty in the way that I like films to be. And psychological as well. I love psychological thrillers. Probably my favorite type of film.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Do you like Prisoners then?
Yeah, so that's Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve.
The third person I was going to say. The only, I love him and love Roger Deakins as well, who shoots a lot of his films, just because his
Good
films
old
just
Rog.
look so beautiful. Everyone loves.
Yep.
The only thing, like, this is simultaneously a pro and a con about Denis Villeneuve. All his movies are slow burns.
Yeah, very much
which
so.
I like, but sometimes
Prison?
you want something. Yeah, even that's a bit of a slow burn.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you just want something that's a little bit paced.
Yeah,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
cool.
It's not the kind of movie you can watch every day.
Yep.
His films, but when you do, you're like, this is masterful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. They're a sight.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
exactly.
For sure.
And I can't have this conversation without mentioning Ari Aster.
Of course, bro. I was waiting for that. I
Yeah.
was waiting for it.
Especially now that I've been delving into horror movies a lot more. And I love the way that his movies make me feel.
Nice.
Which is disturbed, which is a strange thing to say, but I really admire any filmmaker that can bring out a strong emotion in you. Because at the end of the day, we go to see films to feel things.
Feel things.
Yeah.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Is that it?
Off the top of my head.
Off the top of your head? You know what? Off the top of my head, I can give you 5.
Sure, go for it.
Number 5. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Who's that?
The guy that wrote Hamilton, did In the Heights, writes most of your favorite music that you don't know, like Moana. Like he's basically behind every musical. My girlfriend hates him, but I love him. I think he's so talented.
Yeah.
When it comes to musicals and everything to do with music, definitely he's a big inspiration. Somebody that I want to work with one time in my life at least.
Yep.
Him definitely. Taika, probably Taika as a director. Maybe not more so his films, but his presence as a director.
Yeah.
And the way...
So you don't love his films?
I love some,
yeah,
but I don't love all.
What's your
but I
favorite
love Ragnarok, for sure.
Okay.
I didn't like Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, really?
I thought it was very overhyped and very tried too hard. But
I really enjoyed it.
Look, respect to anybody that makes a film. But I like how Taika holds himself and how you can see the industry hasn't stripped him away of who he really is. And the way that he, portrays himself to the media and everybody, and the way, you see behind the scenes where he comes dressed to set as a funky dude, and he's very fun behind the scenes and creates a nice set kind of environment. He inspires me in that way. Now we go to the technical aspects. Spielberg, definitely, for how simple his filmmaking is, yet so effective.
Yeah,
man.
he knows how to create movies that feel magical.
Dude.
Like, it just takes you to that other world, right? There's a reason why he's one of the most respected filmmakers.
And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Like, The Fabelmans, he is a master of that slow dolly.
Yeah.
That dolly pushing. And, even just every little thing is thought out. And although it may not seem like it on surface level, you just have a closer fucking look. And every little thing from his staging, to his blocking, masterful, right? That also leads me to, so technically Spielberg inspires me. Another person that technically inspires me is Rian Johnson, particularly with his mise-en-scene and his writing.
Yeah.
I watched many interviews with Rian Johnson, and it's funny because you said that, you and Matt Reeves, you see like everything he's done, you would have done the same thing. And I had that kind of similar, now that I think about it, similar situation where I was listening to how Rian Johnson plans out his films, and it's the exact way that I do. Like, he doesn't start writing until every little thing is planned out. And he's the one that I keep saying, like, don't write dialogue until you hear the characters fucking talking the conversation they're having in your head. He's somebody that I did a deep dive on back in last December, and took a lot of inspiration from his blocking and put it into Ozma. Always having something in the background.
Yeah, I really noticed that with Knives Out.
Literally
things going on.
Everything, and it provides depth. And the way that he explains it is, no matter where you look on the screen, you're going to be entertained because something's happening.
Yeah, and you'll notice that in these big films, right? There's always something that's going on that's visually interesting.
Bro.
All the time. That's what makes great cinematography and great films.
And I did this specifically in Ozma, like when I was doing my storyboards, making sure things were going on.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in Ozma where, you know, Jared and Luke are talking, but behind Luke, you see the characters move into their positions, getting ready for the next scene. And you know, it's a small detail, but you look and you can see these characters going over. Little things like that. Yeah. And then, of course, my last inspiration, Chris Nolan. I don't love all his movies. By no means I don't love all his movies, but I fucking respect them. And I fucking respect the structure and the time that he, you know, puts into it. And I love the non-linear storytelling, and he's an inspiration to everybody.
Similar to Spielberg, he just knows how to make a high concept film. Like how to take a concept that is interesting, like either philosophically interesting or just, you know, a fascinating idea, often to do with manipulation of time. Yeah. And just make it into a great film. 100%. And often it's like something that doesn't really, like you think of Tenet or you think of Inception, right? That doesn't really translate to real life. And
no,
like,
not at
you
all.
can't plant seeds in people's dreams or whatever. But you believe that you can when you watch the film because he's that good of a storyteller and a filmmaker.
100%.
And just seeing the story play out the way it does, it's like, what if this happened and that happened?
Even Interstellar.
It's so incredible. Interstellar as well.
I don't know how space travel like that works, but you know, he does it in such a realistic way.
Spectacle.
You fucking think, you know, it's real and this shit could really happen. Yeah. And the way that he blends, you know, reality with, you know, non-fiction. Yeah. Fantastic.
It's great.
But yeah, those are my inspirations. And I think we've reached the end of the podcast. Do you have anything else to add?
That's it, Josh.
No? What are we going to do?
We're going to tie a bow on this episode.
Yeah, we bloody are. Rate us on Spotify. We've got 22 5-star ratings at the moment.
All of you.
We appreciate all of you. You know, we appreciate all the support. You know, we see all the comments, the likes, everything. And although we don't have the biggest following, you know, we appreciate our little niche pre-production cult that we have at the moment. But definitely be sure to rate us if you want to find us, you know, the full episodes, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, the pre-production meeting, and the pre-prod pod, TikTok, Instagram. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Josh.
I'll see you next week.
See you then.
I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.